asked me about my shoes today. I'm okay. It doesn't hurt that bad. Ow! 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 Florence asked me so many questions today. Like, what's your name? Where do you go to school? Do you and your mommy live alone? Do you have a daddy? Is this the first time you found your mommy asleep with bad medicine in her arm? They asked me all those questions, but not a single person asked if my shoes were hurting me. I could have said something, but I didn't. I was afraid I would get in trouble. I tried showing them instead. I thought maybe for pretend it was really, really bad, somebody would notice. They didn't. But the nice lady may have not noticed my shoes were hurting me, but she did keep telling me how brave I was today, over and over. You're so brave, Gracie. Just keep being brave. Everything will be okay, honey. I didn't really like when she said those things. It made it sound like I did something good. But I didn't. I'm the reason all the bad things happened today. It's all my fault. If I would have stayed home from school today, Mommy wouldn't have felt so sad. She wouldn't have felt the bad medicine in her arm and had to go to the hospital. I hate bad medicine. My mom used to be so nice. She was so nice and so pretty. I used to tell her she was the prettiest mom in the whole wide world. But then one day, she started taking bad medicine. It made her mean and ugly. Medicine is supposed to make you better. But this medicine made her sick. She started sleeping all day long. Sometimes when she did wake up, she'd leave me home alone for hours and hours. I thought she must have forgotten me. But after the ambulance took Mommy to the hospital, the policeman asked me all their questions, I thought I was going to stay home by myself. But the nice lady told me I was going with her. I didn't want to do that. She told me to get in the car again. So she said she grabbed some of my things, but when she came back, all she had was an old pair of shoes from the front door that didn't fit anymore. I didn't say anything. I was so embarrassed to tell her. It had almost been a month since we went to the laundromat. So then we drove away from my house. And I wanted to be brave, like she said I would. I'd never been more scared in my life. And the car ride felt like forever. I didn't know where she was taking me. The longer I sat there, the more thoughts my brain started to have. How will Mommy find me? Will she forget about me? Will someone tell her where I am? Is the police take her to jail? Where will I sleep tonight? Do I have to go to school tomorrow? Will they make me go to new school? Will I ever see my friends again? Wait, will I ever see my mommy again? I was crying in the backseat, hoping the nice lady would notice me. But she was on a lot of phone calls. They sounded important. I thought they were about me. And then she told me she was trying to help me find a foster home, and that I'll stay with a nice family in a nice house. So then we drove until it was dark. Next, we drove into a driveway, and a man and a woman came up. Their names were Ethan and Lily. I like Ethan and Lily. They're nice, I guess. All of this should make me happy. answer that question. Buy this car, eat this food, put these shoes on, live with this feeling. Makes me feel invisible. I guess I kind of always thought this, but not in a fun way. I'm not fighting bad guys or saving lives. I'm just standing in the middle of the room, waving my arms, hoping if someone sees me. Do you see me? Do you see me? Hello? Do you see me? What's this? For me?
drove for hours with the investigator. Even though I'd done this before, it still felt just as scary as it did the first time. I wanted to cry just like I did when I was little, but I couldn't. I had to be strong for Rosie this time. As we pulled into the driveway of the foster home, I was nervous, but I thought maybe this could be a new start for us. And so I got myself together. I walked to the front door with Rosie in my arms. Just as the door opened, I heard the investigator say, "Say goodbye to your sister." Before I could say a word, Rosie was ripped from my arms. She was screaming louder than I had ever heard her before. Rosie was clawing at the woman, now holding her like an animal. I reached out to her, but before I could touch, the door was shut in my face. I fell to the ground and I started crying. The investigator lifted me up and walked me back to the car. "They don't take teenagers," she said. And that was the last time I ever saw my sister. I didn't know it at the time, but it turns out not a lot of people take teenagers. So instead of getting dropped off at a foster home like Rosie did, I got dropped off at a group home. So I didn't want to be friends with the other girls. No. After losing my sister like that, I don't care about anyone or anything. So I mostly just stay with myself. I don't ask for much or complain a lot, but when no one listens to the one thing I do ask for, I get pissed. Because this may just be a pink backpack to you.
on my 18th birthday. That's what happens to everyone. Some people go into special programs where they help you with housing. I didn't want that. I thought I'd be fine on my own. I thought I could finally be my own person and make my own decisions, and I was actually really excited. But I was so naive. I had no idea where to go. I had no idea what I was doing. So I spent some time on friends' couches, and I worked odd jobs here and there. But eventually, the little money I had ran out, and so did my friends. I had nowhere to go. And that's when I met him. His name was Alex. He was a gentleman. He was kind and respectful. He had a good paying job. He lived on his own, and he was the type of guy every girl wanted, and he wanted me. Alex constantly showered me with praise. He would tell me how amazing and how beautiful I was. He made me feel like I was the most important person in his life, and I'd never felt that before. Alex provided everything I'd always craved. I always thought there was something wrong with me, and that's why everyone in my life either left me or hurt me. I thought it was because I was unlovable, or I didn't matter, or I wasn't big. But Alex, he proved me wrong. And when he asked me to move in with him, after only a few months, I said yes immediately. Things were great, until they weren't. It all started slow with little comments like, "Do you know how lucky you are to have me?" Or, "You should be grateful for all the things I do for you." And soon he stopped telling me how lucky I was, and he started telling me how stupid I was. And if I made only the smallest mistake, he would scream in my face, "You stupid, worthless idiot!" Soon, words weren't enough for Alex. He started throwing things and hitting the wall next to my face. His love turned into control. His passion turned into rage. My skin turned black and blue. Somehow I would find myself comforting him after his violent outbursts. Blood would be dripping from my face and tears would be rolling from his eyes. And I'd be apologizing for his violence. I thought about getting out of that hellhole every single day, but I had nowhere to go. So I stayed. And I told myself I'd give up all the hope I had, and I'd live this life until he inevitably took it away in a fit of rage. But before I could give up completely, something happened. I got pregnant. I wasn't filled with joy, rather terror. My worst nightmare had just come through. I thought about every possible scenario, and the life my child would live in this home, and none of it was good. And I knew if I wanted a better life for my child, I had to get out now. I told myself I would leave in the middle of the night and hide, and he would never find us. But the fear of getting caught became overwhelming. And I stayed. As my belly grew bigger, his grip grew tighter, and leaving became harder. I tried to tell myself that staying was the right thing to do. But as his hands wrapped around my neck, as they had so many times before, I felt a kick in my stomach so hard there was no denying it. My daughter was telling me it was time to go now. So at 8 months pregnant, no money to my name, no one to lean on, nowhere to go, I packed my bags and I left. And not long after I gave birth to my beautiful baby girl, Sophia. She's beautiful and amazing, and I'm so happy I get to be her mother. But truthfully, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am so afraid that I'm going to step into the footsteps of my mother and watch as my daughter crawls into the backseat of a stranger's car and I never get to see her again. And worst of all, I'm afraid she's going to grow up and feel just as unloved and unwanted as I do. I always thought that having Sophia was the missing piece I needed to finally feel love and connection. Since becoming a mom, I've never felt more alone in my life. I've spent my whole life clawing and fighting to survive. I have been let down time and time again by those who are meant to protect me. I've been kicked, I've been slapped, I've been hit more times than I can count. And I've done it all by myself. All of it. I don't want to do this by myself. It's not motherhood. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know how I'm going to feed my daughter. I can't afford the expensive formula. I can't afford to feed my own daughter. What kind of mother does that make me? She only has 6 more diapers left. I don't know how much longer I can keep her clean. She's almost out of wipes, and she's getting bigger and outgrowing all of her clothes. And I don't have a stroller, and she's getting heavier. And all she does is cry and cry and cry. Hello? All of this? Somebody cares. Please welcome to the stage Cardenas, Mikaela Zen, and Juliana Knaup. These incredible young women have spent the last few months memorizing lines, portraying Gracie, and getting into the character of her. Their talents are incredible. And we hope that you were able to see just what children experience right here in Palm Beach County through them. So thank you guys. Thank you.